The British Independent MEP argued Brexiteers in the UK will rightly argue that if an extension to Article 50 sought by the UK was granted beyond May 22 by the EU, UK MEPs should have the right to run for the European Parliament elections and keep representing Britain in Strasbourg. He also said some British MEPs are suggesting an agreement could be reached so they could remain in Strasbourg to represent the UK without having to run for the elections, with the position being temporary and dependent on the UK's eventual final Brexit date. However, Mr. Woolfe claimed either solution would cause turmoil in the European Parliament, as other countries would be stripped of the extra seats they have already been promised by Brussels. He told Sky News, "There are many people there who say that if we do extend beyond the 22nd of May we should have representation, but there are those here in the parliamentary bars where MEPs are saying perhaps there could be a deal done where we don't need to have a European election, we can keep on the current batch of MEPs to stay in Parliament without having an election in Britain." Brexit News. Stephen Woolfe warns a long extension to Article 50 will cause turmoil in Strasbourg. Image Sky Getty. This will cause turmoil in the European Parliament. Stephen Woolfe, and the reason for that is in Europe, our seats, the UK seats, have already been allocated to countries across the European Union. There are people campaigning with the belief that they're going to get elected with those extra seats. This will cause turmoil in the European Parliament if it suddenly said, we've allocated those seats but we now need to withdraw them to allow the British to stay. It comes as MPs voted to rule out a no-deal Brexit outcome under any circumstance on Wednesday night, defeating the Prime Minister for the second time in 2 days. The result forced Theresa May to vote against her own then amended motion, but she still failed to reach a majority in her favour. MPs voted on an amendment tabled by Tory MP Dame Caroline Spelman to a government motion put forward by the Prime Minister, which would have rejected no deal on March 29 only. Mrs. May initially gave her party a free vote on the government motion, but after the Spelman amendment won by a majority of 4, Tories were whipped to oppose it. The motion was nonetheless passed by 321 votes to 278. MPs also rejected the Malthouse Compromise amendment by 374 to 164. This provided for alternative arrangements to replace the backstop and for the UK to only request an extension until May 22. Parliament will vote on a separate motion to delay the Brexit process with an extension to Article 50 on Thursday evening.